Well, moving on to summer destinations, and actually the North Pole probably not high on that list, but a Nova Scotia researcher has spent a considerable amount of time over there the last few summers.
She's part of a team mapping the North Pole and potentially extending Canada's boundary. CTV's Laura Brown has more.
This was found Lomonosov Ridge, close to where the North Pole is.
It may look like just a rock, but the amount of effort it took to get this rock to the Bedford Institute of Oceanography, about 5,000 kilometers south of its original home, makes this rock much more rare than it appears.
We expect that when the data does come in, we're probably looking at the age of these rocks to be about 400 million to 500 million years old.
The rock was scooped up from the bottom of the Arctic Ocean as a part of Canada's Extended Continental Shelf Program. The program took place over the past 2 summers on board the Louis St. Laurent, one of Canada's best heavy-duty icebreakers.
In 2015, it was ice everywhere, thick ice everywhere. There were parts of the ocean we couldn't go through because the ice was so thick we would have to back up and go around, or you try to back up and ram through it. In 2016, there were large portions of the Arctic Ocean that had very thin ice, so it was easy to go through.
Mary Lynn Dixon is the director of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea program through Natural Resources Canada and DFO. She was on the Louis St. Laurent with a team of scientists collecting data and mapping an area of the world no single country owns. Yet
we are doing work to look at where Canada's new outer boundary will be in the Arctic Ocean.
It all means Canada could grow if the team's application to the United Nations is accepted, and grow a lot. Dixon says their work could add about 2 million square kilometers to Canada, about the size of 3 prairie provinces.
More than just drawing a line on the map and Canada's last boundary, we're doing the science to show that the area that we think is extended continental shelf is part of the Canadian landmass, the Canadian landmass that you stand on.
Dixon says the North isn't a vast wasteland people may think it is. The weather changes all the time, it snows in August, and the fog creates rainbows.
It's absolutely a peaceful, beautiful part of eventually Canada, I hope.
So getting this rock 5,000 kilometers south could soon be worth the effort. Laura Brown, CTV News, Dartmouth.